Hello and welcome to Japan Photo Explore. If you're new to the channel, my name's Nick and I love photographing in Japan. I've been doing it since 2008. My most recent trip was in 2020 with my photographer friend Ted, and we visited the area known as Tohoku in winter. And in this video, we're going to show you our favourite bits of Tohoku. In this video, you'll see photographic highlights from that trip, before Japan closed its borders. Ted and I travelled to the most spectacular coastline in Japan. Visit the Hirosaki Castle Snow Lantern Festival, and explore the nearby frozen waterfalls of Oriase Gorge. Our final stop is the city of Akita, with a side trip to the insane Kakunodate Fire Festival. The first thing that attracted me to this area, known as the Sanriku Coast, is the spectacular coastline. And it did not disappoint. Coming here in winter, I had visions of coastal landscape covered with a blanket of snow. In reality, in northern Japan, most snowstorms come from the west and have dumped most of their snow before they reach the Pacific coast where we are. For Ted, this was like a geology theme park.
Wow, that's very impressive, Nick. What do you think of that?
Just amazing. So you're going to tell me how it was formed?
I thought you'd never ask. It's very old. It probably goes back to the Cretaceous, around 100 million years ago. The waves and the wind have eroded it away from the headland. Eventually it'll fall down, just like that big boulder to the right of it.
Evidence of how geological forces have affected this area is everywhere. Just behind this spot, the area was devastated by the Great Tohoku earthquake in 2011. This is the Taro Kanko Hotel. Taro is the name of this area. On March 11, 2011, a tsunami, said to be about 17 metres or 56 feet in height, hit the building and reached up to the 4th floor. The building has been made safe enough to remain here as a monument to the 2011 tragedy. There was construction happening everywhere we went, and the most obvious was the series of seawalls to restrict damage from future tsunamis. I can't imagine the terror if these gates were already closed and you were trying to scramble up these stairs to avoid certain death. It's difficult to imagine that this calm-looking seascape can become so violent. Although we came to the Sanriku Coast to marvel at the scenery, it is the aftermath of the 2011 tragedy that will stick in my memory.
Spectacular, isn't it? These pinnacles are all that's left of a huge rhyolite lava flow that came from a massive granite formation many metres below. It reminds me of the Japanese prints. I guess it's where they get their inspiration from.
If you've seen other videos on this channel, you'll know that I do like photographing in snow. And while this weather is very pleasant, it's not what I was hoping for. But all we had to do was wait.
There's no question about geological processes here and the power of the sea.
And what a spectacular result!
You can clearly see the way the arches form from caves. And look at the strata. That's all Cretaceous sandstone. It's anywhere between 60 to 100 million years old.
On our last day in this area, I saw this interesting small island just off the coast, and in perfect weather, I launched the drone. After getting these shots, I was performing what should have been a routine return to home. But instead of pressing the auto return to home button, without thinking, I decided to bring it back manually, but didn't allow for the crosswind. So it drifted off course. And crashed into a tree. Although it looks like minor damage, sadly, that drone never flew again. Our next stop was the city of Hirosaki for the Hirosaki Castle Snow Lantern Festival.
Don't you love the way the Japanese care for their old trees?
Well, these are very valuable trees. In spring they produce one of the finest cherry blossom displays in all Japan. We arrived in the late afternoon, having enough time to get to the castle just before dusk. The timing was critical. At this time of the day, the balance between artificial light and daylight changes very quickly, which will affect the look of the photos. The next day we headed for Oriase Gorge through some spectacular snowy landscape. This area is known for heavy snowfalls, and you can see why.
Isn't it great to get back to some serious snow, Nick?
I love it. That's what we come here for. It was way past lunchtime and we were very hungry. But we couldn't find many options around here at this time of the year.
What a great place to stop for lunch.
Once again, Ted, we've landed on our feet.
Unless there's a deeper meaning, I'm assuming that someone has made all these little snowmen for our benefit.
The drive through Oriase Gorge in Tohoku is beautiful any time of the year. In winter, the waterfalls in the gorge freeze over to become clusters of icicles known as ice falls. With the area covered in snow, it looked like something from a fairy tale.
I've never seen so many frozen waterfalls. They really are magical.
We drove right through the gorge until we reached Lake Towada. And we found this imposing and slightly mysterious old building in the snow. If you know what it is, please let me know in the comments below. Leaving the heavy snow in northern Tohoku behind, we headed for our final stop, the city of Akita. Completely by chance, we discovered that our hotel was in an interesting part of the city. So after dinner, we decided to do some night street photography.
What do you make of that, Nick?
It's a rather nasty demon called an Oni. Oni are used to scare kids to make them behave. A top tip for travelling in Japan is, even when you already have an itinerary, it's worth a visit to the Tourist Information Centre, and most major train stations have one. In Akita, we couldn't believe our luck. We were told that tonight was the second and final night of the annual fire festival in nearby Kakunodate. So with our rail pass, it was just a short bullet train ride away. Originally, this spectacle of bonfires and swinging fireballs of rice straw was to rid evil spirits that may affect crops. Today, the event is mainly an excuse for locals to catch up, but visitors are very welcome. Unfortunately, I was so caught up in photographing this extraordinary event that I didn't realise that Ted had been invited to become a fireball swinger. So I didn't get a chance to photograph it.
Ah, Nick, this is the most fun anyone could have with a box of matches and a can of petrol. I don't think I'll ever forget this.
Although the start of the trip was a bit rocky, as I had to say goodbye to the drone, and we would have liked more snow, looking back, it was another great trip. I was really moved by the beauty and tragedy of the Sanriku Coast. And Oriase Gorge was a joy to go through in winter. The icing on the cake was the extraordinary Kakunodate Fire Festival. What an experience!
I'm very tempted, but there's no one around to take our photo, fortunately.
Thanks for watching all the way through, and please click that like button to help my little channel grow. Japan is now open and I'll be back soon. So if you want to see more stories like this, make sure to subscribe and click on the bell icon to get upload notifications. See you in the next video.